Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to the Monday Morning Recap, brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. What are you doing back there? I mean, you were all the way in the back of the thing there.
The Collinsworth slide in.
Oh, and that chair?
Yeah.
Sounds terrible. Sounds terrible.
Didn't prep for that.
No, it always sounds awful.
Last second kind of judgment call.
Sure. You made the wrong call on that one.
Nothing really going on in sports, so I might as well kind
There's all kinds of shit going on.
Everything is going on in sports, dude. You got the Eagles hat on. You just lost Darius Slay today.
Yeah, dude, he's washed.
He's not washed.
He's done. He's
Come
toast.
on, bro.
We
you saved $4 million?
Who cares, dude? We have two rookie corners.
Who are they?
They're the future. I mean,
children are future.
Well, one of them had, Cooper DeJean's one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Potential Super Bowl MVP.
White man.
And
he got down ballot votes.
Yeah, Mitchell's dope, too.
Yeah, they're both really good. And keeping on a guy that's 34 probably doesn't make sense.
And cornerback, I feel like, is always a very deep position in the draft. Like, I feel like there's always a plethora, especially if you're drafting backups.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much all the good athletes who didn't have good hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it's like, there's a lot of those. So
there's a bunch out of Ohio State. Texas has got a few in this draft. You'll be good there. Speaking of the draft and everything that's going on, Bengals have franchised wide receiver T. Higgins for a second year in a row now. I'm sure he's amped about that. However, the money on a franchise, because I was looking it up, is nuts, dude. $26.2 million he's going to get.
It sucks he's getting generational wealth instead of generational wealth.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
I mean, I don't know if
that's a trade-off, right?
I don't know if he would have gotten a bigger contract than that.
Well, the franchise is you get paid the highest of the position.
Of the NFL, yeah. So I guess maybe he's happy about that.
They said they're going to extend him, too.
You want long-term security.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For what? His great-grandchildren?
Yeah, because $26 million isn't enough.
No, it
doesn't go far in Cincinnati.
It'll go tomorrow, dude. You can spend that all in Skyline Chili in one night in Cincinnati. But yeah, I guess Cincinnati said their off-season deals here that they're loading up for Jamar Chase, obviously, and defensive end Trey Hendrickson, who's the only guy who is good at defense on the entire Bengals team. So that makes sense. But man, 26.2 and trying because Jamar Chase is going to ring you up for 150, right?
Yeah, it's an expensive man.
He's going to get the same deals you've seen other number one, like the best 5 receivers in the NFL get. So he'll get like a $28 million AAV, I would imagine, somewhere around there.
And I think you have to keep around because him and Burrow are boys.
Yeah,
They've played together since college.
It's more than just performance. Even if you could go out and get Jefferson or somebody like that, is anybody a big enough upgrade to interrupt their fucking camaraderie, or what do you want to call it?
Justin Jefferson's the only guy.
I don't think I would have paid Jefferson more than Chase either, right? Even though he is markedly better, I think, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And he stays on the field, too.
It'd be replacing maybe one friend with another.
Because I guess that's not a great example. So pick whatever, one of the other top 5 receivers.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is they've intimated that they want to sign him to a long-term deal. They just didn't want to I think that they know it's going to be a negotiation, and they don't want to do what some teams did last year, like Dallas, for example, which is wait until the last minute to re-sign 2 of your fucking best players. I think this is more of a strategic move than it is trying to punt.
Cripples you in free agency and trying to make other moves and stuff like that. Just get it done.
Dallas fucked that up as badly, rather, as any team I've ever seen in history. They spent more money in free agency. We've said this a million times, but they spent more money in free agency than anybody. They didn't sign one new player.
Right.
Should be impossible.
I agree. And, as I'm looking at it here, who's even in free agency that Dallas would want right now? I mean, who is?
At what position?
Well, they need a running back. I think you should just draft one. But wide receivers, there's a million wide receivers in this draft. Why
good
go
receiver
in
draft? Yeah.
Great receiver draft. By the way, after the combine here, which we'll get to in a minute, they were talking about Luther Burden falling out of the first round.
I've been seeing that on projections. I don't know. People are stupid. If you want to, I hope he goes to a sweet team at the end. Like if he can fall to the Chiefs or something like that, fuck yeah.
Nah, declare him a bust.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why people are out on Luther Burden. He had a worse year this year, but that was mostly just because the offense was worse. Like it's not really like Brady Cook was hurt half the year. Blah blah blah. Brady Cook's combine blew up this weekend though.
Can you enter the draft and then still come back? Like if right before,
You can if you. There is a way to do it.
No, can you do the combine and then come back? Because maybe it's a Mizzou propaganda to get him to come back for one more year.
Dude, if some team wants to luck into Bird in the second round, congrats. But that's fucking insane. Especially because like some of the other receivers that are above him, not the Ohio State guys, but like McMillan from Arizona or whatever. Like that dude didn't do fucking shit this year, and he was playing against nobody.
Yeah.
So whatever. But I'd be shocked. It depends on what the later round teams or like the lower round teams would want. But I know Kansas City doesn't have any fucking one to throw the ball to. So if he wants to fall to Pat Mahomes, I'm all for that.
Well, there's also a number. The wide receiver free agency class is actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who's in there?
Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, and we're not all these are number ones, but some are number twos or threes. Right?
Yeah.
Dudes are old as hell.
Deontay Johnson, D-Hop, who had a fucking really nice back
stinks.
half. He had a really nice back half of the season.
He did, yeah.
He's a bum at this point.
Mike Williams, he's definitely not a bum. Mike Williams is out there, so Robert Woods is out there too, but he's been banged up a lot lately. But when he's been on the field with Houston, he's been really good. There's options. Hollywood Brown is out there again, but he's another one that's like, is he going to be healthy at all? There's some options out there. So yeah, if I'm Dallas or anybody like that, and I have a late first round, I'm looking for a running back, probably more than a wide receiver. In most drafts, I would say wide receiver, but they need a fucking running back.
Well, the Cowboys are coming in at 12, and they're saying if Ashton Jeanty is gone,
he will be gone.
They're saying Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina actually looked better than Jeanty as far as overall.
He probably played better talent, but there's probably a guy that's a second or third round pick in the SEC that would be better in the NFL than either of them right out of the gate, probably, right? I think Jeanty can become a very good running back in the NFL, but he's kind of undersized, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, and he played his college football against other dudes who were undersized.
Yeah.
The speed and size going into the NFL is going to take some adjustment from him. That's just how it is. That isn't to say he's not going to be great at some point. I think he will be, actually.
I think he'll be great.
But it's going to take him a little bit of time to get great, especially because you're probably going to get drafted by a team that doesn't have a great offensive line.
The two guys who showed out were Judkins and Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. Those guys had lights-out combines. There was a guy from Mizzou who had a great combine, the offensive tackle.
Yeah, he's
Armand Membu.
The guy. Not him. No, I was thinking of the guy that ran a sub 540 at 340 fucking pounds or whatever.
He did run a sub 540. This guy.
That was the same guy. Maybe that's him.
I don't know if he's over 300 pounds, but he ran. He was the guy that was like screaming as he was running. Like everything in him. But he ran like a 4.8 or 4.9 40, which is just obscene for someone that size to run.
But they were making fun of his arms. Did you see that?
I did not. No.
He has tiny arms.
Oh, really?
32.5 inches.
He was great he was great for us. He was our best offensive lineman this year. We had a loaded offensive line the year before. He was by far the standout this year. So I was not surprised to see him in the first round, but I wasn't. You didn't hear a lot of chatter about it till late in the year.
The guy who was going to go one was Josh Simmons out of Ohio State, but he got a knee injury, so he's not going to be ready until the fall. So he's obviously, whenever that happens, he's going to fall down the draft. So they're saying this guy might be one and replace him here.
Maybe.
And
we'll see.
4.940.
Yeah, he's a
Holy
stud.
shit.
He's a stud. Which mostly what that means is an offensive lineman is his feet are quick, but also that you're not going to have to cycle him in and out a lot. He can stay on the field for the whole fucking game, right? That's a really big thing for an offensive lineman because disrupting that group always creates problems. It's either getting in. Most of those problems either end in yardage loss or your quarterback getting his fucking head taken off, which both are bad things.
If you dislike the team that's going to draft you too, just draft night, put on one of those gas masks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and
smoke a bunch of weed.
That's all you got to do.
Or put on like a Trump. I guess a Trump hat wouldn't stop you anymore.
Not anymore.
Aaron Jones is also an unrestricted free agent. Now he's 30, but he's held at a 4.5 yard per carry for 10 years. So I don't know if you should expect. He didn't recede this year either. He had fucking 11.38 this year.
How far did Tunsil drop that draft? Do you remember?
I do not
remember. Like was night of.
Yeah.
That came out and then he dropped like
a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I want to say like second or third. I mean, it was nuts.
There was a Mizzou player, Shane Ray, I think, dropped out of the first round or dropped a lot in the first round his draft year because he tested positive for weed.
Oh,
like
yeah,
he dropped
right.
like 10, 15 spots.
Yeah, yeah.
So
other guys who were standouts at the combine, Jihad Campbell, which I wouldn't take him just based on his name there, out of linebacker out of Alabama. Speaking
Good
about
merch opportunity.
I know for the Jihad dude.
You launched the Jihad.
Launched the Jihad dude. Safety out of South Carolina did well. Cornerback out of Kentucky, Maxwell Hairston did well. Jade Barron out of cornerback out of Texas did very well. As far as some of the other guys up here, Matthew Golden, I watched his wide receiver out of Texas. He was very fast. Isaiah Bond ran a 4.39, I think, when I watched him. He was fucking good.
Not as fast as
Xavier.
No, not
Worthy.
even close. Yeah.
But somebody was, who was it?
He said it. He said he was going to beat Worthy, and it was just like not a prayer. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, good fucking luck. You get it I wouldn't. I mean, look, I love competition. Go out there and talk your shit. It just didn't work out for you. But you have to get off the line perfectly to run like that. Worthy had the best run I've ever seen.
Yep.
Like that. But he was a legit sprinter.
It's also
right?
a stupid way they run it because you don't line up like that in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right.
How fast of a 40 do you think you can run right now?
Oh, they brought that up to Rich Eisen over the weekend. So
Well, Eisen's done it, right?
famously, he did it. Yeah, like 20 years ago, I guess.
What do you think you're breaking right now?
So I can tell you in high school because I was very slow.
Right now.
Yeah, no. Well, just hear me out.
Yeah, he was
Here
already
my
slow
high school
before.
time. I was already slow before. Because you had to do it for college for all the scouts and all that other shit. I think I ran a 4.8, which for a white skinny kid is not great. So like Jesus Christ, I'd be
4.8. The 4.8's pretty good.
no.
Yes.
No.
For high school?
4.8?
Dude, you weren't like an elite like college athlete.
That's slow, dude. That's real. You should be running like 4.5 in high
I think
school.
It feels like I'm listening. You'd
That's
be
just
like, I
not true.
swear, like 11 inches isn't that big of a penis. You
right.
know what I
A
mean?
4.8's insane
No,
for anybody.
No, dude.
Like a normal white dude, yeah, it is.
Breaking
High school?
5.
Breaking 5's crazy.
Low to mid fives is normal for a fucking a regular
No way.
a regular high school
Yes.
athlete. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I got smoked by everybody on my team. Everybody.
Oh my God, this just isn't. You have to be misremembered because there weren't that many people in your high school that could run a sub 5. There just wasn't.
Yeah, dude. We
No.
had some black kids that fucking smoked us, dude. I mean, we just got
but
smoked.
Most kids in high school cannot run a sub 5 that are like, because otherwise you're getting recruited.
4.85, but that was the time. That was the exact time. Was 4.85 now. I remember it.
I don't believe that.
100%. So if you're asking now, today, lucky to crack 5.5, like 5.5,
You couldn't crack 7 now.
I don't know.
I don't think you could crack 7.
I don't know if I could crack 6. You're right. I have no idea. No idea.
I did. So I never did a 40. I did 60 because that's what all the Major League Baseball tryouts were. It's 60 yards instead of 40. I don't know why they do that, but my time, I was a little above average speed wise. I think it was like 7.2.
I was 165 pounds. It's a senior in high school.
The fast guys were like 6'5", 6'6", and then
Well, I'm telling you, a 4.8's really good.
Like Billy Hamilton.
No way.
Billy Hamilton style speed was like 6'2", 6'3".
But I'm looking at it here. So I was 165 pounds senior year. This kid for Georgia, the center from Georgia, who weighs 315 pounds, ran a 4.84. That's the same time I was almost 200 pounds less than this guy. Like,
He's an NFL prospect.
that's nuts, though, dude.
You were
saying
just a kid from Georgia.
You basically in high school had the same 40 time as an inside linebacker.
But that's right, though. I was very thin. Like, I was only 165.
That's
It's like an elite prospect.
breaking 5 is fast.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, breaking 5 is fast.
Breaking 5 is fast.
It really?
Yes. Breaking
I got
5 is
made
fast.
fun of over and over again, dude.
Where did they
For
go
a
to school?
for a high schooler that's not going to start at a D1 in his freshman year, breaking 5 is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I was,
Like
but I mean, shit.
5.2 to 5.5 is normal for that group of people, for that
No
cohort.
way. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers here. Yeah, all these guys are like fucking 350 pounds.
Dude, it's
this guy ran a
it's
4.95.
It's a
Insane
different
athletes.
It's a different world now than it was even 10, 15 years ago. Everybody is faster. Everybody is stronger. There was no such thing as Saquon Barkley 25 years ago. Terrell Davis was you've met him.
Yeah.
He is an absolute unit.
Yes.
But Saquon Barkley could take whatever Terrell Davis squatted in his best day and add 200 pounds to it. Now they don't make people like this.
I guess
back
so.
then.
They are genetic freaks at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, they're not. They're borderline X-Men.
When you say
Like,
they,
Yeah, who are we talking about
Cooper
here?
DeJean.
it's not just a. It's
no,
not,
Mike Trout's like that too. He's
Yeah.
just a big ball of mud. You ever seen him dunk? He's 6 foot flat, right?
Right.
From flat feet, zoom, boom, just dunks. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, like
I thought he was taller at first, and then I saw him next to some people that I know, actually, some friends of mine that were getting autographs. I'm like, wait, I thought he was like 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah.
But that dude's like just tightly wound muscle.
But these guys are like literally 180 pounds more, and they're running faster 40
That's
times.
probably, you can ask.
That's fucking nuts,
Yeah,
dude.
you can ask our buddy John from Power Athlete about this, but because he coaches a lot of these dudes that are coming out, especially out of Texas and A&M and places like that.
Well,
that are-
Jeremy Hills has been on the show before.
Yeah, that are going. Those guys that are going to the NFL, mostly the guys that that John is Welburn is coaching are the bigger guys, and he tells me, they're fucking. These guys are more athletic than they've ever been before.
But did you guys see Cat Williams run the 40? He just did it recently.
No, was it bad?
No, it was great. He's fast as shit.
Yeah, but he's 5'3", right?
That's what I'm saying. Like I was small.
Well, you
Like,
can't hold down Cat Williams to the expectations of this universe,
Right.
And this reality.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
very
he's,
true.
He is a multiverse character for sure.
Let's see what his 40 time was here. 40-yard dash, because this was a famous.
It's probably in the
thing.
low fives if it was fast.
He didn't break 40. Or
There's
he
no
didn't
way he
break
broke
5.
5.
497.
4.97 at 52 years old.
Damn.
Hang on. At
pretty sick.
52
That's-
years old.
that's quick, man.
That
That's
is
quick.
unbelievable, dude.
Well, I would never doubt Cat Williams.
No.
Except for that whole thing where he said he signed up for the Marine
So,
Corps. at
yeah,
16.
Or
If
that
I'm-
he
if
read
I'm-
3,000 or 10,000 books or whatever.
Exactly. So if I'm looking at this, yes, I'd be
Maybe-
lucky to break a 6.
maybe
I'd be
pay-
lucky to break 6 seconds.
Maybe pages. I don't think you could break 6.
Probably not, right?
Just because at our age,
You're pulling your hammy.
40 yards,
Yeah.
40
You're
yards,
not-
That's what I think.
It's a DNF.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
it doesn't look like much until you get about a third of the way through and you're like, this is fucking bullshit.
What was your 40
Yeah.
Like your brains-
at the
your-
TFM Combine?
So that 40 was bullshit because they did it at the very end of the day when we were all dead, and they made us
was
run
on
on
grass.
unmowed grass.
Yeah.
So it was bullshit.
Why not do it in sand?
I
next
know,
time?
right? It was like 5-1.
Okay.
I'm breaking
that's
5.
still not bad.
I can break 5. I'll break
Okay.
5. I'll break 5 right now.
Yeah, so senior, I was 6 feet tall, 165 pounds, 4.85. My vertical was dog shit as
Did
well.
you run track?
I did. I was on the track team. So that
why?
I was a letterman I think, 3 years on track. So I ran track 3 years, but still, man, I got fucking crushed by everybody. But I was very, very small. Like
Well,
these guys are 200 pounds bigger.
Speaking of athletes and running fat, well, just think about the average edge rusher that goes into the NFL now. I love Bruce Smith, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody like him. The fucking what's his name from the Packers?
Reggie White.
Reggie White.
He was a DT, I thought.
Wow.
Wasn't
He was a tackle, yeah.
Come
I
on,
guess.
dude. Reggie White, you think Packers?
he? Yeah, I do.
You dick.
Where do you win a Super Bowl?
I think Packers.
It was in 1995.
By the way, I think Packers.
I think Packers. I think Packers are
Did
Reggie
you say
White.
Eagles?
Yeah, Reggie
yeah,
White's
he was
the greatest
better.
Eagle of
Most
all
of
time.
most of his stats come from the Eagles.
But he won the Super Bowl
Yes.
with and I think he broke the record. Didn't he set the record with the
I think he set some record
sack
with it.
record?
Yeah, and then even Strahan. So Strahan was a quick guy, right? But the guys that you see and throughout the 2010s and currently that are edge rushers, like Derek Wolfe, for example,
Mm-hmm.
is a 6'5" dude that runs a mid 440, and he's also jacked, right?
Yeah.
Like these people didn't exist 25 years ago.
That's like
wonder-
saying Javon Curse is an Eagle and not
If you see
a Titan.
if you look at not Derek Wolfe specifically, but if you look at like DeMarcus Lawrence versus Bruce Smith with their shirts off, one of them would look like a chiseled guy, and Bruce Smith looks like a dude that you might find at a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
He just happened to be a freak athlete.
I just a guy like if Derek Wolfe played 30 years before he did, he would be in like an inner circle Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So here's by the
Like
way,
it's
Just brought up his 40 time, by the way. So,
Who, Derek's?
Yes.
It was
5 seconds flat. 5.01.
that was the combine. Yeah.
It was the combine, but still, his vertical was 33 inches. He's 6'5" and a half. And he weighed 295 pounds and still ran a 5.
It's free.
That's nuts, dude.
Because
that's
it's all
nuts.
they're all just X-Men. Like they're all just genetic. It's crazy.
God damn it, dude.
And especially some of these people end up being like, especially now with like the way college athletics works more than ever, like a lot of these people end up being like the children of 2 like college athletes. Like it'll be like some NFL player married like a women's basketball player, like a women's like fucking track star and has a baby. Like even though he didn't have a great NFL career, like Zeke Elliott, both of his parents played college sports.
Zeke Elliott had a great NFL career. He's going to Hall of Fame.
No.
Yes. Have you seen his numbers? How many yards do you think? How many yards do you think he ran for?
8,000, I think.
Nope.
No way.
Higher than that.
No, I think
I
he's
don't
at
think
8,000.
so. You're saying he broke the 1,000-yard mark. I couldn't, like probably 3 times in
Yeah,
his career.
I think 3 times.
He's
yeah.
not a Hall of Famer.
Hang on, dude. Look at his stats. I'm telling you, they're nuts, man.
I don't think they are.
I think he had a couple. Games.
9,130
How many
yards.
carries? Average?
74 touchdowns.
What was his average? He doesn't have 100 touchdowns.
4.3.
That's not Hall of Fame.
9,000? Where does that put you?
You need 100 touchdowns, 10,000 yards.
I don't know anymore, man. Because they don't play that much anymore.
Here's, by the way, Tennessee James Pierce, edge rusher from Tennessee, ran a 4.47
4.47 and an edge rusher?
yesterday.
Jesus Christ.
Fadil Diggs from Syracuse ran a 4.57. Shamar Stewart from A&M, who's really good, ran a 4.59. Jay Joyner from Minnesota, 4.6. There's let's see, 10, 11, 12 just on this. There may be more than this. There's 12 fucking dudes that are edge rushers that ran sub 4.7
so
this year.
Oh, it's nuts.
I mean, that's fucking
It's-
crazy,
it's
including that
insane,
kid from
dude.
Texas, Baron Sorrell, or Sorrell, rather. He's fucking fast as shit, too. Now, have you paid any attention to the mock draft updates? Because right now, CBS has Cam Ward at number 1 to Tennessee. And I think that's probably right.
I think so.
Because I don't think they're going to take I don't think they'll take Shedeur Sanders in Tennessee.
I also don't think Shedeur Sanders. He might pull an Eli Manning or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably. I'm sure those conversations are happening behind the scenes. Whether Dion will admit it
Shedeur
or
is not a Titan.
No.
Cam Ward, that's a Titan.
Yeah.
Shedeur is going to the Jets or the Giants. That's my guess.
Or the Raiders.
Maybe
88 total touchdowns for Ezekiel Elliott.
I'm just
Cam
saying,
Ward will die in Tennessee.
Ezekiel Elliott currently has fewer rushing yards than Amon Green and Matt Forte.
Yeah.
I had Amon Green going to the Hall of Fame,
Is
man.
Ricky-
Amon
do
Green
you
was
think Ricky
great.
Amon Green
Williams-
was awesome.
I got drunk with him in Puerto Rico.
Well,
once.
Ricky
Did you
Williams
really?
Yeah.
should be a football Hall of Famer.
Do you think Ricky Williams should be an
He
NFL
would-
Hall
yes.
of Famer?
He would be if they didn't fuck with him.
Yeah, what was Ricky Williams' final total?
10,009.
He would have had 12,000 yards. if they didn't
10,000.
fuck with him.
He was over 10,000 yards.
Yes.
Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame, is he not?
And I mean, half his career was just gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he
At least 3 or 4 years on the back end, they kind of fucked with
And he
him.
won the Heisman, dude.
Amon Green was so fucking good. You party with Amon Green? What was he like?
He was down there with some I think it was his wife actually at the time because she was wearing a ring, but who knows? You know what I mean? But we were staying at the Ritz in San Juan, and we just happened to fucking. I didn't know who he was at first.
I used to draft him in fantasy football every year. I fucking loved him.
I saw him and I'm like,
So good.
I know, I recognize that guy. Who is that? I double took him. You know what I mean? And it was like 2012 or 13. I think it was 2013. So I had a phone with the internet. So I looked him up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Amon Green. And we just got shit faced at the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking at these numbers: 88 touchdowns, 9,000 yards, and running backs aren't the same anymore.
There's a lot of people with way better numbers who aren't in the Hall of Fame.
Just doesn't seem
Who
right
else?
to have.
I'll give you one who probably should be in the Hall of Fame, even though he kind of played like on mid teams or whatever.
Pete Rose.
Steven Jackson,
Oh man,
11,000 rushing yards.
he was good. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Yes,
And then you've got guys like, do you think Warwick Dunn is a Hall of Famer?
yes, I do actually. He played for the Falcons.
All
and he
these
was,
guys would get in before Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, dude,
What did Warwick Dunn run from?
Warwick Dunn ran for 10,967. What about Clinton Portis? Is Clinton Portis
Yes,
a Hall of Fame?
100%. Yeah, he should be.
9,923.
Yes.
What about Ron Dane?
Don't.
He didn't do that much.
He didn't do that much in the NFL.
No, he had like
Tiki Barber.
He rushed for like 4,000
So
yards.
Tiki Barber's over. Tiki Barber has 10,449 rushing
and
yards.
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in my
and a
opinion.
Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, dude.
He was in the
Yes,
first
I
one
think
with
he's
the
not in.
Giants.
He's not in.
Not in.
Tiki's not in
Really?
because he doesn't
That's
pass the
surprising.
vibe test.
I know. Well,
It's all about the vibe test.
Yeah, Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis
Guys.
is 10,000. Jamal Lewis ran for 2,000 yards.
Jamal Lewis was awesome.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame. Oh, here's another one in front of him.
Jamal Lewis was a gangster. Too.
Yeah, he should be in.
Chris Johnson, also, I believe, in
Yes.
front of Zeke Elliott.
broke like the 2,000 yard mark one
C2K?
year.
Yeah. Is he not in?
Nope.
No.
All these guys should be in. Like, I'm for all these
I'm
guys.
telling you, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's not basketball.
It's not the Hall of Participation, okay?
Man,
It's the Hall of Fame.
That's fucking brutal, dude. That's crazy.
If I know the guy, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, that's nuts, dude. 88 touchdowns ain't going to do it and 9,000 yards. Okay. All right.
Is Brian Westbrook in the fucking Hall of
He
Fame?
should be.
No, and he shouldn't be anywhere near it.
Yes, he should. Westbrook was awesome. I used to draft him on
Get
fantasy
this
too.
Eagles dog shit out of here.
Deuce Staley?
You won this Super Bowl, all right? You're not stop.
You know why Tiki's not though, right?
Why?
It's the worst, one of the worst scandals ever. He cheated on his pregnant wife. Like she was like in the delivery room, and I mean, it was an
Well,
awful.
what else is he gonna do?
He got fired from Good Morning America.
I mean,
and all
did
that
he
shit.
the Hall
walk
of
into
Fame, not good people.
Did he walk into the delivery room and punch her in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are Ray Rice's stats?
What
actually?
a
Yeah, exactly.
fucking
Well,
mediocre NFL scandal. Actually Ray Rice is below Zeke, I think.
He got clipped like year 2 or 3. He was going to be good.
Although I will say Terrell Davis is in the Hall of Fame and he only has 76.
Yeah, but he had a peak like 3 years.
He also had 2,000 yards in a season.
Yeah, I know. I am all in for Terrell Davis.
That's why he's in. That and he's always friendly with the media too. That helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
certainly
joined it
helps.
immediately
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
I was a big Terrell. I had a Terrell Davis jersey growing up.
Yeah,
I
he's a
love
good
Terrell
dude
Davis.
too. We've hung out with him.
Yeah, he was on the show.
You
He's
just can't have
awesome.
Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, and then Zeke Elliott. It doesn't sound right.
Maybe that's part of it too. That he's mostly a cowboy, and they're not going to put some mid cowboy into the Hall of Fame. It just doesn't look right.
88 touchdowns and 9,000 yards is a lot.
He also wasn't the best running back on his team at the time.
Who was?
Probably Pollard.
Well,
Yeah.
towards the end. But I mean, everybody's doing that now. Nobody has just one guy.
I mean, the Football Hall of Fame it doesn't make any sense anyway. So,
No.
like, it's like the Baseball Hall of Fame is annoying the way they do things. And they'll be like, I don't want him to get 100%. I'm not going to vote for him. But the Football Hall of Fame is like, no, not Eli Manning.
Also weird that the only guy that did get 100% was Rivera.
Yeah, because they forgot to talk to each other.
was that what it was?
Probably some writers forgot to talk to each other and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to leave."
Of
him.
all the people that are going to have like the perfect
Right.
untouched record, it's Mariano Rivera.
Yeah,
it's
it's
fucking
strange.
dumb. I hate the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Big trade over the weekend in the NFL. Deebo Samuel to the Redskins. That's massive for a 5th-round pick.
I think that Deebo Samuel is cooked.
Yeah, Antonio Brown tweeted. He quote tweeted a picture of Debo and said he looks like Brian from Family Guy. Not worried.
He's 29.
He's white.
Yeah, he's white.
Brian is. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Debo is. So they have Brian Robinson already. They already have a primary running back in Washington, right?
Yeah.
And he's in his 3rd year. And I think he averaged 5 a carry last year. So Debo is going to actually get to play what he wants to play, which is slot receiver most of the time. And remember,
Him and Scary Terry, that's a nasty combo.
yeah, remember that he's got great hands too, and he's good with yak. But remember the way that the Eagles use some of their receivers on end arounds and things like that. The way the Chiefs have started using Worthy in that way. The way they used to use Tyreek Hill. You could see him running some of those. He's very good in open space. So it's definitely for a 5th-round pick. That's a no-brainer for them.
You got to think Jaden Daniels also, has a sophomore slump, corrects a little bit. I mean, how much were we hyping up C.J. Stroud his first year? Right? He didn't have that good
Yeah, well, his
Still
team
went to the playoffs
his
and-
team
and
also
won a
got
game.
blown up by injuries this year too. So that had something to
But
do
he
with it.
didn't
All
look
his
as good.
receivers, yeah.
No, he didn't.
He
but
didn't
you're
look
not
as good, but he went to the playoffs
And won a game.
And won a game.
That's what I'm saying.
He's-
I like C.J. Stroud, but a
Pretty
lot
good-
of people are
pretty good
down
year.
on C.J.
No,
Stroud right
CJ
now.
had fucking a terrible injury season on his team.
Yeah.
Every quarterback is a system quarterback. Fucking Patrick Mahomes, the best that we've seen do this, at least in my opinion, he's the best I've seen do it. One season he has a bad offensive line and they fucking get torched in the Super Bowl. It's like they weren't even there.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
every
it's-
quarterback is a system quarterback to some degree.
You can ruin I think a good way to put it is any great quarterback could have been ruined had they gone to the right team.
I mean, just look at Joe
the wrong
Burrow.
team.
Look at Joe Burrow, man. You put him on any other team that cares about football.
Probably should have won a
right?
Super Bowl already.
If he had gone to San Francisco or Philly, which they had a draft pick that year too, or anybody else,
defense let him down in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, man!
Yeah,
just to think of what could have been with that dude.
Even that the Super Bowl he was in, if he had a half a more second on that play,
he had him.
That guy was open, man. But as far as the mock draft goes, where are we at in the mock draft after this combine here?
Okay, so right now CBS has Cam Ward going first.
He'll go to die in Tennessee.
Now, is this
PFF disagrees. They have Abdul Carter going first.
We still got like 7 more mock drafts.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, for some reason they have the combine and then they wait 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, fool.
But pretty much all the ones I've looked at right now have Ward and Abdul Carter going 1 and 2. One or the other, either to the Browns or to the fucking.
Who's got the first pick in the draft?
Titans, then Browns.
Titans need a quarterback.
Browns are going to replace Garrett.
They're going to replace Garrett, which is fine.
And by the way,
Abdul Carter's fucking awesome.
Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback for next year. He's out all season. Watson's out all year.
Yes.
So they have to get a quarterback. Now they may go sign fucking Cousins if he gets cut, or Darnold or somebody like that, which they got to do something, right? Myles Garrett wants to be traded out, so this might be part of a bigger trade package. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't know yet.
I don't like
a lot of stuff's going to develop between now and then.
I mean, if you could trade Myles Garrett and that pick for just a mountain of picks, including a first-round pick in that same draft, so you're not shut out of that. But
like somewhere lower in the first round, and then their first-round pick the next year, right? Yeah, I would totally do that. Yeah, 100%.
And other picks too. Like you need to get later round pick. Like you need to just stack fucking picks.
Yeah.
I think you give Jameis the full year. Let him cook.
Some people are saying that the Giants will trade up with Tennessee and grab a quarterback there. And
it's possible, but if they don't, the word on the street is if the Titans are willing to trade down, but if they keep the pick, they're probably going after Abdul Carter, not Cam Ward. That's what I've heard.
Some people are saying Cleveland at 2 will take Shedeur Sanders. That would be fucking nuts.
That's not going to happen, but Hunter is going somewhere in the top 5 probably, which I don't think that's smart, but he's going to.
Yeah, he will.
Because vibes, right?
Abdul Carter's my favorite player in this entire draft.
He's the best player in this draft.
That's my favorite player.
He'll be the biggest needle mover in his first 4 to 5 years than any other player that's in this draft. Unless Shedeur goes to a good situation, maybe he's got a chance. I think Cam needs time on the bench, which is why I don't think Tennessee or Cleveland should draft him. That would be a mistake for either team.
Cam's old.
Well, Tennessee,
he's ready
just
to
keep trotting Levis out there.
Yeah,
for one more year.
They could, yeah. I mean, but that's the pressure's on then, right? Yeah. Like it would be smarter if, let's say, I don't know if any of these teams have who's like. The problem is he's not going to drop that far. They have Shedeur going at 6 to the Raiders. That makes sense. Mason Graham
on another mock draft here. They got the Raiders taking Jeanty at 6.
That would be insane.
At 6, that's crazy. To start off,
Pete Carroll's not doing
to start rebuilding your team with a running back is fucking stupid.
Fucking nuts.
That's dumb. You should never ever do that. I don't care how good the guy is, because the best case scenario is he's good for 6 years.
Right.
That's like the best case scenario.
Your best case scenario with just having a running back is what? Derrick Henry on the Titans.
Yeah.
What they do.
Yeah.
Like I think they made a conference championship game. So great. Like you just can't do that. That's not what you build. That is like. Running backs are having a nice little comeback moment, but if there is one offensive position that you can still moneyball, that you can still buy committee, it's a fucking running back.
It only last year fool you. Like Saquon and Derrick Henry did so much heavy lifting for the position.
Yeah. And you can use it's not even limited to your running backs. Like more and more we're seeing wide receivers get into the running back game, whether it's end arounds or direct snap.
Yeah.
Or not direct snap, but handoffs. It's like, this is. Do not do that, please.
It's
for God's sake,
crazy.
Don't do that.
Get someone to throw Brock Bowers the fucking ball.
I mean, if it was literally Saquon Barkley, then I might consider it. But it's not. It's Jeanty, who is probably going to turn into a really good, patient gap running back. Hell yeah. Pick him at 20, not at 6. There's no
but you
fucking
finally
way.
got a stable coach. Maybe bring back Minshew. He needs just the right coach.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'd love to see him down in Atlanta. Get Minshew to back up wheelchair down there.
CBS has Atlanta
good.
taking Shedeur Stewart at 15. That'd be a great fucking pick for them. I like. You're not going to get a quarterback down there that matters, and I think they're going to try to run Penix out anyways.
Well,
no matter what.
it's still TBD on Cousins what they're going to do.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think they're going to keep Cousins. I think he's going to get cut. But Shedeur Stewart, your guys' defense was fucking top 5 last year already. Adding that dude is going to make Atlanta at least
I
good
agree.
on defense.
And they should have taken Miles last year from Alabama, and then it would have been even better. Real quick, we got some sponsors here before we get to the rest of the draft and the combine. First and foremost, obviously, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles at first deposit all the way up to $1,000. March Madness is just around the corner here, guys. Yes, it is technically March, but when are the rivalry games here, the conference tournament?
Conference tournaments start next week. So this is the last week of the regular season.
Okay.
Actually, the smaller conference tournaments have started.
Right.
So like Gonzaga's conference tournament is this week, and
Okay.
there's some other fun mid-major ones. And these are fun conference tournaments because, it's the win or go home.
Yeah, those are a
it's only
blast.
One bid leagues. But
I
yeah,
watch all of them late at night.
Oh, they're a blast. But
Yeah.
all the big ones start next week.
Okay. So, look, odds are outs, man. St. John's keeps climbing. They're no longer a secret anymore here. So start sprinkling if you're out there sprinkling. I sprinkled Florida, St. John's, and, God, man, has anybody beaten Auburn? Like, for real?
Auburn's a fucking freight train.
I watched Broom play over the weekend, and he was awful. He was 3 for 9, and they still won by 30 points.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're insane.
Doesn't matter, man. It's wild. Is Bruce Pearl actually going to win a fucking title? It's hard to imagine.
He already made the Final Four.
I know he did.
He's
with
made
Tennessee,
runs.
but
No, with Auburn.
Oh, with Auburn. That's right. The
Yeah.
year before. Did he make one with Tennessee? He had some deep runs.
No, Tennessee's never
made a Final Four.
But
ever.
he did make some runs with Tennessee.
Okay. But tons of great shit to bet on right now, man. And we're all going to be loading up. As always, we'll do a huge bracket for March Madness. My bookie's also doing one, so you can throw some money in there and then go against the world. Whoever wins that, you'll get some fucking money out of it. Live casino. I heard you guys did well last week.
Okay. Actually, no, last week we got fucked.
Was it the week before?
It was the week before we did really well.
We had a couple good weeks, I think.
And then last week, the amount of 20.
Last week you got fucked. I was just kind of like
chilling.
steady.
Yeah. The amount of pushes on. Actually, at one point, I had a blackjack pushed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's awful.
It was a bad day.
Yeah. But the live casinos are a blast.
Could have taken that insurance, dude.
You're playing real dealers from all over the world, and yeah, you get to see them. And they just turn off the mute button, obviously, or turn it on, so you can't fucking scream at them. But best in the biz over there. And then, yeah, shit, man. March Madness, and then we'll do a huge NFL draft show as well next month, and you can bet on that. Those are fucking fun, man. So load up the old account here. And for all you SEC fans out there, since you're no longer a football conference, this SEC tournament's going to be a blast to bet on. So, I mean, goddamn. If I'm Auburn, though, I almost just throw it.
Doesn't matter. They're
I would just lose the first game.
They're going to be a 1 seed
I know,
regardless.
no matter what.
Yeah.
So I would just throw it, I think. But regardless, man, it's going to be a banger of a next fucking 5 weeks here on this show. Really, really looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Go to mybookie.com, enter that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. If you want tickets to any of these tournament games, go to drinkinbrostickets.com and go fucking hard, dude. Have fun, because some of those games in the tournaments, you can watch 4 games in a day if you want. It's a fucking blast. I don't know, have you ever done that, by the way?
No, I've not been to a first round.
I used to do it in L.A. and
Yeah.
go to the Pac-12 games because they were at Staples Center, and you could watch 4 games in one day on like a fucking Thursday.
Oh, it's
just
the best.
blasted all day long. You can do that at the tournament games as well. Every single tournament game is up there. We'll be at the Final Four this year in San Antonio, right down the street. It's at the Alamo Dome, though, which isn't great. But we'll see you there, and we'll be partying for that. But we got tickets for everything. Concerts, comedians, rodeos, monster truck, you name it. DrinkinBrosTickets.com. It's about $10 cheaper than StubHub. Head on over and grab your tickets there. And then next up, we got firstform.com/drinkinbros. I did take my microfactors earlier, so those are gone. I need to take the liver detox. While I'm doing that, D'Anthony, tell us about the protein bars. I just had that peanut butter and jelly one. Holy shit, you were right. God damn, that was good.
Yeah, it is good. I'm going to First Form on Monday the 17th. I'll be there. And I'll probably
With Andy?
Yeah, I'll probably steal some.
Yeah, I would.
I'm probably going to steal some, or maybe I'll just steal the recipe and make them myself because I can't be stopped or reasoned with.
Okay.
Good protein is something that I'm always looking for, and yeah, that's the best tasting. I go in cycles, right? So if I'm going to eat a sweeter one, because they're not all super sweet. The peanut butter chocolate pretzel one is just peanut butter and chocolate.
It's amazing.
It's very good, but it's not something like maybe I would eat it for dessert. But the peanut butter and jelly one is a straight up dessert bar.
I know.
It just has the same macros as the other ones.
And so for my kids, man, my oldest, who's 10, he's been having those at nights instead of eating a candy bar or something like that.
You
So
like
it's
the
great.
ignition? So this ignition is something
They
you
just
mix
send it to
with
us,
your
yeah.
pre-workout.
Okay,
Right.
I haven't had that.
So
Actually,
it's like a
pre and
carb and
post.
vitamin mix.
No shit, I
So
haven't
you
had that
take
yet.
this before and as you work out, so you actually
something to burn, yeah.
Burn something.
Really?
And, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives you more energy before the workout. So a lot of people, and Delco can speak to this too, a lot of professional bodybuilders will cruise into the gym with like a fucking box of Pop-Tarts or something.
Or Gatorade.
Gatorade, anything like that.
It's a little cleaner.
Yeah, it's just cleaner than that. That's all it is. Instead of like I love Pop-Tarts as much as the next guy. As a matter of fact, Summer Moon, the coffee shop
Oh,
right down
fuck,
here,
those Pop-Tarts
are
they make like homemade Pop-Tarts out like a real pastry. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It would be hard to go back. But anyways, they have pretty much everything you can think of from a supplement standpoint, and then they have the app, right?
Yep.
The 75 Hard app, where somebody will help you track your progress, tell you what you need to work on. I mean, it's pretty much a full service health company, for lack of a better phrase, right?
Yeah.
We should do a 75 soft.
I said 75 medium, which is where I do whatever the fuck I want.
I was going to say 75 soft. You don't drink unless something fun pops up. Yeah,
That's like California sober.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day is fun.
And also
yeah,
75, we could do 75
point.
hard as fuck, actually, which is where I work out every day for 75 days, but I end every evening with a hard AF.
Yeah, you drink hard AF every day.
75
You
hard
have
as
to
fuck.
do. I could do that easily.
Yeah.
I could do that easily. But
But then you end up hard or you pretty much end up soft.
Are we in retail stores around St. Louis yet?
No, not in Missouri yet. We're having some conversations with some people with Anheuser-Busch
sweet.
around that area. So, yeah, I'll update you when you have that. But we're in Kentucky next week, and we're also in Pennsylvania next month.
Maybe I'll go down to that Creation Museum in Kentucky then.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Ride a dinosaur.
Why
Hell
not?
yeah, like Jesus.
Yeah, but go to firstform.com/Drinkin' Bros today. Free shipping on orders over $75. And that's First Form spelled with a 1. That is 1STPHORM. That is firstform.com/Drinkin' Bros. All right, back to the NFL here. Where does Aaron Rodgers end up then?
Retirement.
I don't care.
Jeopardy?
No, Jeopardy gig's taken. Man.
He's a non-factor.
I think he retires.
Really? Okay.
Who would want him?
Oh, I know. InfoWars.
Oh, yeah. I can see him over there. Oh, man, over there was just shy cops with him. I think somebody's going to take him, man, and I think he has a bounce back year. I really do. And then, by the way, it appears as if the 49ers are picking up Brock Purdy.
Yeah, they
and
should.
They're going to pay him
They
all
should,
the
yeah.
money. So I heard that was part of that Debo trade was that they were like, they had to clear some cap money for Purdy. So
Yeah, they should. They should get a cheap receiver in the draft. Cheap by way of it being a rookie contract, not a shitty receiver.
Right.
But yeah, they absolutely should do that. Purdy's been good for them. Health wise, hit or miss so far, right? It's been one full season out of 3. But the first one was just in the playoffs where he was banged up. So that shit happens, you know.
And he also didn't he get like obliterated in that hit? Like he got hit really hard.
I mean, his shoulder was fucking disintegrated. Are you talking about last year?
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was in the playoffs and like the guy like wrecked him. Like it wasn't like he was.
No, he's not soft, and
Right.
he's smart, good, fucking reads. Yeah, he's. I'm completely fine with them paying him. I just don't know where Rodgers goes. You know what I mean? Wherever he goes, it's going to be a fucking get me to next year situation, or we're going to draft her. If you're Tennessee, right now they've got Levis too, so I don't know if this makes sense. But if you're a team like the Giants or somebody like that that's going to draft a quarterback, if you want to bring somebody over to mentor him a little bit, but has Aaron Rodgers ever shown that he's capable of doing that?
No. He's not going to mentor anyone.
He's not going to
You know
mentor
what I mean?
anyone. I think he'd actually be good in Minnesota, but We'll see.
I mean, Minnesota's got everything. That's the only.
everything.
That's the one that
I
makes
really
most
thought
sense.
I really thought Stafford was going to Minnesota.
So Stafford, by the way,
He restructured his deal in L.A. So
right.
He's
So he's
now.
staying, but the big play was the Raiders.
They used the Raiders.
So
Yeah,
the
Again,
Raiders
Raiders
actually
get
came
used
in.
a lot. Yeah.
The Raiders actually came in and gave him a big contract, and then he went back and said, "I want to stay," and so they ended up making that work.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because he's older.
I mean, I could see Rodgers going to the Raiders too, though. Like if you're gonna draft Shedeur
Yeah.
Sanders and sign Aaron Rodgers to a 2-year deal, that's not a stupid move. That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Even if
Are him and Brady friends?
Rodgers, I doubt it, but even if Rodgers doesn't want to actively mentor, Tom Brady will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't you need somebody to play the position so the dude doesn't get blown up as well.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers gives you a decent chance to win games too. He's still not he's not shit.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess it depends on the constitution of the team as
He
well.
might
Because
blow.
they're out of all the players are gone now, right? Jacobs is somewhere else.
Yeah. So we'll find out what happens. As far as combine goes, they said Jackson Dart looked really good.
He threw the third hardest of anybody in the NFL currently.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Like 65 miles per hour with a football.
Jesus Christ.
That's something. That's really fucking fit. Not
Lot
that
of
that
broken
matters,
fingers.
right?
Yeah. a
Yeah,
lot of
that
broken
doesn't
fingers.
matter. Like
Yeah.
Brett Favre used to blow people up all the time.
Right.
Yep.
Like a fucking 7-yard out and he throws a line drive at their forehead. Oh, the fuck.
Yeah.
Dude.
Why would you?
That's
do that?
probably why Sterling Sharp is dead now,
Exactly.
to be honest. But yeah, it's like great arm though. And Dart is when quarterbacks have one thing usually, like really good route reader. You know what I mean?
Will Levis had a cannon.
Or he's got a cannon, or he moves around well, or something.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart's got two. He moves around really well, and he throws the ball really fucking hard. I don't know how his read progression is, but
Usually he's good in college. Will Levis wasn't even good in college.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. That was an insane move. I will say this.
he just
though.
had a great combine.
If there's one thing that's a red flag every time, it's they're in love with his arm strength. That guy never works out.
No.
They're like, oh man, he just throws the ball so far. Bust every fucking time.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's like the only one.
He's the only one that I can think of. Yeah.
Like usually, like
real.
I mean, I could give you 100 that are just like, the arm strength, and it's like, yeah, but he's a moron. And he
Josh
doesn't-
Allen's the only one that I can remember who genuinely had a fucking cannon.
I mean,
and
Favre
was-
had a cannon,
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking at
but
the
it
last
wasn't just
30
that.
years.
Yeah, like Rich Gannon had a cannon too.
He did.
But he wasn't like it wasn't it. Rich Gannon was a pocket passer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't just about throwing. Who are the other guys?
He made it to a Super Bowl.
there
Rich
was
Gannon.
there was some other black quarterback that had a fucking absolute
Jamarcus
hose.
Russell,
Jamarcus Russell,
the
yeah.
greatest bust of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah.
They literally just fell in love with the fact that he could throw the ball out of the
Yeah,
stadium.
that's what I was thinking.
From his knees.
Osweiler.
Yeah. I mean, there's a million of these dudes. I mean, even like Mitch Trubisky, I feel like was a arm dude or something, a pocket passer. Anyway, he might not have actually been.
Yeah, arm talent doesn't mean shit in the NFL.
They
No.
said Quinn Ewers had a pretty decent session. Tyler Show for Louisville, quarterback of Louisville, had a
Shuck.
Shuck.
Yeah, I know it's weird. spelling.
Shough.
It's Shuck. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not
Shucks.
doing
We're
that.
not doing that bullshit.
Don't draft him. If you're out there, don't draft him. I don't
He's
have to
getting a
say.
lot of love from McShay.
He was, and he had a decent day. I watched it, so he looked good.
He's old.
Jalen Milroe and Will Howard were pretty uneven as far as throws go, but like, man, if you're a quarterback, I would not throw at the combine. Like that's what's weird to me. You don't know your receivers. You're getting
Yeah,
strangers who you've never thrown with. I would
You
wait till
should throw
pro
at the
day.
combine.
I wouldn't do it.
It's like going to an interview and just not answering questions.
That's what I always do.
Yeah,
I start asking them questions.
exactly.
Yeah, but there's nothing to be.
You're not going to do the
But
thing
Cam Moore
that
didn't
you're-
throw.
No.
Sanders didn't throw. None of these other guys did.
Howard's good. Like best case scenario, he's a clipboard guy anyway, right?
Yeah.
Do
So-
the thing you're supposed to do in the league. Yeah, throw the ball. Throw
Yeah.
the ball.
Well, they didn't.
Also, it's not like you're going to go to the NFL and throw to receivers you know intimately.
Yeah.
Like when you're a rookie or
You
whatever.
either can throw the ball or you can't.
Yeah.
Like you're not they're gonna expose you eventually.
Yeah.
Better after the contract and bonus though, but than before, I guess.
Exactly. Looking at the rest here. Luther Burden, day 3. All right. So
That's Mizzou propaganda. They're trying to bring him back.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't understand why he's dropping the guys. I don't know. I don't
Is he
understand it.
gang affiliated? What's happening?
Yeah, what is
he's
going
like
on
a
here?
normal, nice guy. He was kind of dumb on the field sometimes in terms of like getting penalties, but no, he's insane. Like he has like the way he would break away from people and like turn a corner when it didn't even look like that was possible. Like it was freakish.
How tall is he?
6 foot, 6'1" maybe.
Yeah, he's 6 foot 206. There's a lot of good wide receivers in this draft, though. They're always. I mean, that's that position
Tons.
every year.
Loaded,
There's always good wide receivers.
Loaded every year. Emeka Buka looked great. He was another one out of there, but not surprising. Obviously.
Honest to God, I'm fine with Luther dropping if it gets him to a team that actually will.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like
Matt,
I don't want him to go to the Giants or something like that. Like I don't want him to go to the Raiders even. Like I want him to go to the Chiefs or the Broncos or something like that's where I want him.
It'd be cool Eagle, you know.
Eagles great too.
Well, hey,
speaking of the Chiefs,
there's another guy that said he's a top 15 pick. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see.
We'll find out.
Matthew Golden from Texas, their best wide receiver from this past year. The only workout he did was the 40, and he ran 4.29.
Yeah. And by the way,
so it's like Xavier Worthy 2.0. Basically,
he didn't do
the Falcons.
He didn't do anything else. He only ran.
The Falcons are rumored to try to grab him at 15 to pair up with Penix, but
I mean, you get a Penix is like what's his name, Dylan Gabriel. He's a timing quarterback, right? And the right system. If you've got an Andy Reid style offensive mind calling plays for that with a fast receiver, you can fucking light people up.
I mean,
don't have that as a
Kyle
coach,
Shanahan turned Matt Ryan into a fucking Hall of Famer, basically.
Yeah, for in a 4-year period, pretty much.
he won MVP.
He won. Well, the Super Bowl year was better than the MVP year, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he won
those are back-to-back years.
an NFL MVP. Matt Ryan did.
Deservedly.
Yeah, it was a great year. He had like 4,500 fucking yards.
All right, does Matt Ryan go to the Hall of Fame?
Probably.
That's what I think, right?
But it is still like the live ball era of
There aren't that many quarterbacks with MVPs that aren't.
It's
in.
more like the juice ball era.
Cam has an MVP. He's not in, right?
Deservedly.
I don't know if he played long enough.
Cam Newton.
But the numbers are there for Matt.
Yeah, Matt had a
played
longer
long
career.
time.
He didn't get fucked up until the end of his career. I think Cam only played like 7 real full seasons.
There's all the numbers are there for Matt Ryan.
Before we switch on over to college basketball here, I want to say the NHL. You and I got hit up all weekend about whether or not we were doing that Blue Jackets game there at Ohio State. The NHL and hockey right now is doing everything correct. That stadium was beautiful. I ended up watching that game, man.
I watched it at the gym.
Yeah, those outdoor games that they're doing, it was sold out there at the Shoe. Looked fucking awesome, dude.
The Winter Classic games?
Yes.
Yeah,
Dude,
but they extended
doing a really great job.
It used to be just one on New Year's, I think.
Yeah, one.
Now there's
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
Winter Classic games a year.
There was
Big
one in
fan,
Wrigley this
dude.
year.
They should only
Yeah.
play hockey outside.
Big fan. I mean, for real.
And
It looked beautiful.
they do,
Richard Danoff was there.
They do special sweaters for them
Yeah.
and shit like that. It's
I've
rad.
got all the first, I think it's 2 out of the first 5 of them, the Red Wings are in. I got both of those sweaters. Super nice. Yeah, and when the playoffs happen, I'll probably go to some playoff games if it lines up.
They should go to Mystery, Alaska.
That'd be fun.
We could go to a Penguins game when we're up there for that Penn State thing.
Yeah,
It's not too far away.
are they good?
The Penguins?
Yeah, they're
I don't
gonna
know.
be in it?
Penguins suck.
No, I don't think they're good this year.
They're bad.
Crosby's like 90, right?
The Flyers might be
Doing it.
okay.
We're not. No, we suck too.
Really?
Yeah, we're like 500.
Pennsylvania's down bad.
It's not a good Pennsylvania hockey year.
It is.
Oh yeah, you guys are both in the bottom 5. Shit.
But it's look again. It's another great college basketball season here. Kentucky just got fucking blown out by Auburn over the weekend. Duke, who's the player of the year? Who's it going to be?
Flag. It'll be flag.
Flag.
You think so?
Yeah, we'll see if he misses. I think he's got it wrapped up right now. He's got an eye injury, so I don't know if he's going to be playing in all these last games or if they're going to sit him or what's going to happen with that.
Mostly narrative driven, right? Like,
Yeah.
who is everyone talking about? It's Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Janai Broom is
Janai Broom is
he's
the
a
other
little
one
bit
I
of a
hear all
deep
the time.
cut. He is the second best player in basketball this year, but he is still like
But yeah,
It's a
somebody
bit of a
that's
deep cut.
not really watching college basketball, they still know who Cooper Flag is.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
So
right,
it's,
right.
it's just kind of a reward of
yeah.
Being famous.
the person
He is
of college basketball
also
that
excellent.
Yeah, he'll probably be the first pick in the draft, right?
He should be. Yeah.
That Tennessee-Bama game was a blast. Buzzer beater there, 3-pointer for Tennessee at the
Forcing
buzzer.
a fucking 5-second turnover to win the game.
Man, what a huge
nuts.
fucking mental mistake for Alabama.
I know.
Jesus Christ, dude. You cannot fucking do that. Did they not have timeouts?
They probably didn't know.
If that's the case, then that's something, but at least it's 5 seconds. So launch the ball down court.
Right.
So they don't have time to get it back to you. At least send the game to overtime. Don't give them the ball and then take a shot.
The
What
other thing,
fuck?
too, is if you're in the lead in that situation, fuck getting fouled. If there's like 3 seconds left, throw it in a way where one of your guys can just get up to it and go, boop.
Yeah, just hit it. As soon as you touch the ball, the clock starts.
Yep. Yeah.
That's all you had to do, man. And it's like baseball too, though. You practice for all the weird situations in spring training and don't even think about them again until they happen. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. The base running is a great example of baseball where that's where all the wackiest shit happens.
Yeah.
And people just forget like the little rules.
Yeah, but I mean, in that situation, if you don't have a timeout, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know if they had a timeout or not. I can't remember.
I would imagine they didn't.
I don't think they did.
But it's like, all you got to do is throw the ball up in the air. As soon as the dude touches it, it's like the game is fucking basically over at that point, right? But they let them have a clean inbound pass.
If you are going to turn the ball over, do it with the clock running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
In that
Jesus, at least
situation.
eat some of
Usually
it
a
on.
live ball turnover is actually worse because it's easier to score than on a dead ball turnover. But in that situation, a dead ball turnover when there's almost no time left is like it's the nightmare. Like it's what you can't do.
But again, that was a great game anyways. And the dude made a fucking, 38 footer to win the game anyways. So you got to tip your hat to Tennessee.
I was actually very impressed by Alabama for doing that well in such a hostile road environment.
Yeah, I mean, keeping it that close. I thought, to be honest,
won.
Tennessee was going to win by 5 or more in that game because that's a tough out.
And, and don't forget a rivalry too. They are rivals. They fucking hate each other. It's more so football, but you hate the other college more than anything.
One question I have for you guys: why is Kansas so shitty this year?
Dude,
They started off at like 1.
It's just a bunch of transfers that didn't work out.
Yeah, this is
Hit the portal way too hard.
essentially. Yeah, Bill Self tried to build a portal team. Hunter Dickinson is ass. Zeke Mayo is ass. Just Bill Self tried to play the transfer portal.
Has
instead
Dickinson
of
been
recruiting.
at Kansas longer than he was at Michigan now?
It might be even. It might be 2-2. I don't remember off the top of my head. Kansas fans fucking hate Hunter Dickinson. Like, fucking hate him. They were like happy that they weren't ranked anymore. They were like, good. I hate this team so fucking much. Bill Self just did a bad job in the portal, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Vandy beat Missouri in OT. Is Vandy now in?
Yes, they're in.
Okay.
The Vandy is pretty good. We should have won that game.
Rob drank himself to sleep Saturday night.
I did get a little drunker than I intended to on Saturday.
Because they're 20-9 and 8-8 in the SEC.
No,
all
they're
year
they're
is
in.
gangster.
Yeah,
so.
they'll beat. They have Arkansas at home tomorrow. I think they'll win that, and that'll secure 500 in the SEC
Arkansas
for them.
needs to win.
Oh,
They do.
They do too, but I think this is so they have to go at Georgia. Vandy has to go at Georgia after that. You don't want to take the chance. You got to fucking hammer Arkansas.
Because
That
Georgia needs a win.
Yeah,
Georgia's pretty good to go. They just beat the fuck out of Texas.
Georgia's got that win against St. John's.
I know they do.
Yeah.
Georgia just beat the shit out of Texas, so Georgia's pretty good to go. But if I'm Georgia, they're enough on the bubble that you don't want to leave anything to chance.
You don't want to take a chance on the road either. You got this home game against Arkansas. Win that game and you're in.
Yep.
That's it.
And I would say they probably wouldn't even need to win a SEC tournament game at that point.
No.
You always want to, especially if you're in the earlier rounds.
But either way, that'll secure them 50 or a 500 record in the SEC with a fucking 20 wins. You're in.
Yeah, you're
That's
good.
it.
You're good to go.
The Auburn going into Kentucky and just laying a fucking beat down on them.
They look like the best team, and it's not close.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I'll take the field.
who knows? Who knows?
I'm going to take the
I'll
field
take the field.
because I'm not going to take the favorites.
What'd you say on the College Basketball Show Friday? You're just very brave to predict that one team won't win the national championship.
Yeah, this team, they're not going to win the national championship. Oh, going out on a limb there.
Yeah.
Houston, man, that defense is fucking nasty.
They're animals.
I know.
There are 3 teams in college basketball who I think are fairly bulletproof, and that is Auburn, Duke, and Houston. And I think everyone else is a huge step down.
Duke?
I think those are the 3. I think those teams are in a tier by themselves.
I think Cooper Flag turns it up.
Yeah, Cooper Flag's good, and that team is good. I don't know if they're bulletproof.
Okay, bulletproof's the wrong word. Those 3 teams are in a tier all by themselves, and then
Like I could see Duke losing opening weekend.
Nah.
I can't see Houston losing opening weekend, and I can't see Auburn losing opening weekend. But I could see Duke losing.
It depends. I will say that Lenardi at least has had some really funny brackets come out where, like, I think there was one projection over this past week where Duke's 8 seed, because Duke's projected to be a 1 seed, they will be a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Duke's 8 seed was UConn,
Yeah.
which is just cruel. Like, if that happened, like
I'm taking UConn.
That's fucked.
That would be nuts.
Well,
dude.
Houston's
That would be absolutely
leading
fucking nuts.
the NCAA, including all the shitty teams in points allowed. 58 points allowed per game.
Yeah, they're
It's crazy. But they're also shooting 40% from three as a team.
Yeah.
And 75% from the free throw line as a team. Right? I mean, that's if you're looking at, you're not going to get great value for the third-ranked team anyways because they're going to be a 1 seed.
Yeah.
But still, if you want to go with the field, that probably is the first one in the field that I would take seriously. I don't take Duke seriously as a title contender.
At least as a Mizzou fan, it's a fun team to cheer for. They score.
Oh, the Missouri team?
it's a fun team.
They
It's a
score.
fun
The
team to watch.
defense is kind of mid, but the
like,
one
imagine
thing.
being a Houston fan. Yeah, your team's awesome, but
But you got to
It's
slog
his
it.
defense.
It's
Every
like watching the
game is like
Patriots in the middle.
58 to 52.
Yeah, it's the Patriots in the mid 2010s. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
damn, I don't want to see fucking Blunt run the ball again or whatever the fuck was going
know.
on.
It's intoxicating to watch your team drain threes.
yeah.
It is.
But
yeah.
it does get a little annoying when you're like, oh, all right, we made like 3 threes in the last like 5 possessions, but the
Yeah.
other team hit buckets on 4 2 of those 3 of the possessions as well.
Well, that's what it's like being an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
They score 91 a game,
know.
which I don't know the last time a college team averaged 90 or more.
UNLV is
game.
the only one that I can remember.
Well, like a 92 or some shit?
Yeah,
Or
dude,
90,
remember that?
90, 91
They were
maybe?
cracking 100.
Yeah.
I felt like every game. But
Alabama
that's about it.
Is just their whole thing is like you need to get a shot up within 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Is it an
essentially.
algorithm team? Like, is that one of those?
Yeah,
things?
I mean, look, the way it goes and why a team like Houston or St. John's, to an extent, is vulnerable is that, like, just like statistically, it's kind of dumb. I don't think you need to like be married to it, but like statistically, the fewer possessions that each team has, the more variance there can be, right? But the more possessions you have, the more things regress to the mean. So if you are just a better team, like Alabama is, then literally all but like 6 teams in the country, the more possessions you have, the more things end up working out in your favor.
Right. I look, I understand the numbers. It's just if you have a bad game shooting, like Dan always says, for Bama, you're done.
Right.
Well, it's
Or if
also
you-
about exposure, right? Like if you know you got a poor defense, taking a shot in 7 seconds means the other team gets the ball.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
and it works the other way too. Like Missouri, who like neither team's defense is great. Both teams are ranked about the 50s in defense, right? And Alabama shot great that game. They actually shot lights out, insane that game. But their defense was so shitty, and Missouri just had a nice night that even though Alabama scored 98 points, we beat them by double digits.
Yeah.
We dropped 112 in 40 minutes. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's
so
nuts.
that's what can happen to Alabama. That's the flip side of it. That's what can happen.
What do you think about Tech? They went into Kansas and put
Tech's
a
good.
Tech is
there's a certain tier, like all the way up to like 15, I think, could win the national championship, and then after that, I'm like, that would surprise me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the top 15 have a real shot. For real.
Tech looked good in this game. They blew it up in the first half big time.
Yeah.
I mean I think they won the first half by like 15 points or something like that.
I can't stress enough, and I'm not just saying this because
You hate Kansas?
of this Tiger hat here, but Kansas is broken right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bet on a first round loss.
Even
Like,
Bill Self is laughing during interviews after they're getting blown out, and it seems like he knows this team isn't good enough.
I mean, they have a great recruit. They have an insane recruiting class coming in. He's kind of getting back to his roots a little bit. So I think he's kind of just out.
It seems like he's checked out.
Yeah.
I'll just read it quick. Auburn, Duke, Houston, Tennessee, Florida, St. John's, Alabama, Michigan State. I think Michigan State can't win a national championship.
Dude, their defense is insane.
They definitely can't. I don't think
They just beat Wisconsin, too.
I don't think Tech can. I don't think Iowa State can. I don't think Clemson can.
No, I don't think Clemson can.
Clemson doesn't have the scoring. to
Yeah,
be
so I'll
honest.
go top. You give me the top
8.
7.
Oh yeah, Michigan State. Yeah.
The national championship is going to come from the top 7.
Okay.
I don't love Florida.
I do.
I love Florida.
I bet on Florida.
I don't know why.
I bet on Florida and the Johnnies.
St. John's, I feel like, is going to bum people out.
They are.
Although their free throw
but
shooting
it's-
has gotten better.
I want to believe. I want Patino.
Oh, I want to believe.
More.
I
It'd
want
be
to be.
fun.
I want to be in the same city as Rick Pitino.
Same. I wish he was coaching.
I will
Ohio
be.
State.
I will just be going from hotel to hotel, checking coat closets.
Yeah.
He'll be there fingering
Time,
somebody for sure. Yeah.
Sure will. I want to close this out with the NBA. I know none of us really watch it that much. However,
I do.
what Luka and the Lakers are doing and LeBron, man, is
You can have it. I'll take the Nuggets all day.
they're up to 2 now.
Dude, they've closed a huge gap. By the way,
They're
LeBron,
up to 2 in the conference, and LeBron James, his numbers are fucking disgusting.
he's currently having a better year than his 2013 MVP year by the numbers.
Yeah.
It's
It's nuts.
fucking insane.
Pay all that
it's
attention
nuts.
to LeBron and the Lakers, and none to Golden State with Jimmy Butler.
I do, by the way, that was the other team I wanted to bring up.
Jim,
was-
they haven't
play
lost,
each other in the playoffs.
They
That's
haven't
cool.
lost a game. Those are I'm calling.
2-7.
I'm calling it right now. Lakers, Warriors are going to be the two teams in the Western Conference Finals.
that would be a blast.
Well, right now
If
they're
the
currently
br-
for the first round.
It would be a blast.
I hope the bracket shakes out in a
It
way
won't,
that
it
they're
won't
not
shake
on.
out like that because the Warriors will end up at probably 5. I think the
Warriors keep
or not
moving up.
5 at 6. Yeah,
Nuggets
Yeah.
win the West. Let's not complicate this.
I don't think so.
Here's the thing about the West. There's like 6 teams that'll
Yeah.
make me happy if they come out. I love Oklahoma City. I love Memphis. I love the Lakers. Golden State is now fun again.
I wouldn't hate seeing the T-Wolves if they can get their shit together either because I love homeboy over there, Anthony, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
He's great. I love watching him play basketball. Memphis would be good. Watching the Thunder's young-ass dudes. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe Chet will be back by then, hopefully. He's supposed to be back sometime in the next couple
Chet will be
weeks.
back just in time to win a
Yeah.
Finals MVP.
That would be great. I'd love to see it.
Is he still out?
Not over shit.
I'd love to see any of those teams, but then in the East, I don't care about any of this. Like I know
it's so boring in the
Cleveland
East.
is a very good team, and they got really good players. Darius Garland, fucking Donovan
Mobley.
Mitchell, Mobley. They got a great team over
Can
there, but
interest
I just
you
don't care.
In the New York Knicks.
No.
No.
Yeah,
Knicks,
why?
They don't have the horses.
Jalen,
they do.
Yeah, they
No.
do.
And every
For
time
sure
they
do.
play somebody good, they
And
get blown out.
they might have the best coach in the East.
That might be true, but
Dude, the
they-
Knicks are going to win the East.
I
They're
think
going to beat the Celtics.
I hope the Knicks win the East. I'm rooting for the Knicks to win the East
I
because
kinda
all
am
those
too.
other teams put me to fucking sleep.
the Knicks played the Celtics and Cavs back to back. They lost one by 30 and the other one by
Regular
20.
season, we got Brunson, Towns in the playoffs. Let's go.
God, Holmgren sprained his ankle.
They played the Celtics twice in the last 2 weeks, and they've lost the games collectively by 13 and then 27.
Do you hate Holmgren now just because of that commercial?
Chet is out again. So he's
He's been
one of those,
out.
He's one of those people who is so ugly to me that it's kind of like Sam Cassell, where I physically can't look at his face.
I think it's just the facial hair. I think you just got to get rid of the facial.
It's all of it. I think he had to do the facial
Or grow
hair.
more.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
he does.
Gotta go one way or the
He's
other.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Bigger.
Now,
He's
like,
gotta
you
go
gotta,
bigger.
it's just a bad facial hair situation.
He needs more.
He needs
Yeah.
more. But he needs more of everything because his face is weird looking, man. And yeah, I just can't look at him. He's just an ugly dude.
The Knicks
I
don't
hate
scare me
uggos.
in the playoffs because Towns doesn't show up in the playoffs.
He
To
did
be
last
honest.
year.
Anthony's a little soft. I'll give
They
you that.
soft.
literally went to
Carl
the,
Anthony's a little soft.
He's soft.
they went to the finals, did they not?
They did, but the East is so weak.
Yeah, they eked in. And Jared.
No, they didn't go to the finals.
No, they were
Western-
the
they went to the
Western Conference or the
Conference
Eastern
Finals.
Conference Finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
West.
Western Conference with the Timberwolves.
Because
Oh yeah.
Towns
yeah,
was
yeah.
on the Wolves last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And they lost
Yeah.
to Dallas. And they
Yeah.
lost to
Yeah.
Luka.
I think they
but
got
he's-
upset by Dallas. by the
Yeah,
way.
but he's
They,
historically never showed up in the playoffs. And Jared Allen is not gonna he's not somebody that the Cavs need to depend on for scoring. They can send him into that game and be like, fuck Cat up the whole game. Don't let him get one clean look all game. If you foul out, you foul out because they still have Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, and Darius Garland, right?
give me. All right.
The Celtics are coming out of these guys.
The
here's-
Celtics are very good.
Here is
They're
a
coming out of these.
Probably.
here is a finals.
but that's not a sexy pick. I don't think Milwaukee's a player at all. By the way.
Knicks,
No.
Nuggets, finals. I'm having fun with that.
I'm having fun with Knicks Nuggets. I'm having fun with Lakers Cavs.
No one's having fun with Cavs.
Just to
No, I
see
don't want the
LeBron go
Cavs
back
in
up
there.
against the Cavs would be nice.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
fun.
in Cleveland and
Yeah.
winning it in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that storyline, it'd be fun.
Game
You're
6
right.
in Cleveland, they
Yeah,
win.
I'd
That
be
would
right.
be that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anybody-
Memphis, anyone.
Anybody with the Warriors too, because I need to see how dedicated this. If they win, then Draymond will retire. By the way, right? Because he'll
he's
go out on a
awful.
high note.
He's so bad.
Yeah, he's
So
just
bad.
like he's just playing.
Cost him another game. the
He's
other
just
night.
playing traffic cop out there at this point. But I want to see.
Steph was cooking. a
Has
little
anyone
bit,
tried punching
Hey,
him in the
56
face?
the other night.
Yeah, it worked that one year. Yeah, but like we'll see how that develops. Jimmy Butler has made it. So I saw a stat the other night. Before Butler was in Golden State, the Warriors with Curry off the floor were like a negative 25, right?
Yeah.
Plus minus.
Right.
And now, or it was negative 31, and now with him. With Curry out of the game since Butler's been there, they're plus 25.
Do they kind of swap?
So-
It's a 50, yes. So
Okay.
he runs the second squad basically. So
Which
you
is
know,
huge.
Curry will stay in for the whole first quarter.
People don't understand. Like the NBA in particular now, college is different, but the NBA in particular now, it's almost like hockey. Like there's shifts.
Does
Yeah.
Butler self-sabotage for like 2 weeks so he
Yeah.
gets what he wants and
Yeah.
gets traded?
He does.
And then he
Probably.
becomes like a model citizen again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
he
much.
does that. He does that every 3 years.
It's just like, I'm not really feeling
No,
this
he's like
anymore, boys.
he's like a kid playing the PlayStation PlayStation. He's like, I don't want to play for this team.
He
anymore.
did that with the Sixers.
How do
he
I
did it with
force
the
a trade?
Heat. He's done it everywhere he's
Well, the
gone.
Sixers kind of fucked him over,
with
too.
the Timberwolves. With the Sixers,
They fucked
he
him
wanted
over.
to stay. We just chose Tobias Harris over him.
Smart
Okay.
move on that one. That's
Yeah.
basically right. Philly makes really good personnel decisions.
All the time. And apparently we have like the best training staff ever because Embiid is
Always
out for
healthy.
the season.
Always healthy, yes.
I will say though,
Zaire Smith, had a sesame seed allergy. It ruined his career.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Remember that when we drafted Zaire Smith from the Texas Tech?
That's what took him down is sesame seeds? Just
yeah.
stay away from
We-
McDonald's. How often do you even run into sesame seeds?
Well, the thing too is we drafted Mikal Bridges. 'Cause
He's great.
His mom worked for the team, and they were so happy. And then
Well,
we
he's back
traded
now,
him
right?
draft night.
No,
for
he's in
Zaire
traded
Smith.
him.
He's in New York now.
And then we
right?
fed
Traded
him
him
a
draft
bunch
night.
of sesame seeds, and then he just never came back.
Michael Bridges, by the way, is very good.
Yeah. He's good
Mikal
at
Bridges, yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
And then also we ruined Markelle Fultz.
did you ruin him, or was
think
he
we
already bad?
No, he was good.
No.
He's had good years in other places.
There was a shooting coach.
shot
who
doctor.
fucked him
Yeah,
up.
He's doing well
Shot
now.
doctor
Team, yeah.
fucked him.
I mean, you could have also just drafted Jason Tatum,
We could have, yeah.
but
Could've.
you didn't.
Nah, he said no to that.
I will say this. What I was going to say real quick is don't sleep on at least watching this team in the playoffs. Memphis. John Morant's back. And he is actually one of a must-watch type of dude in the NBA. Like, he is so much fucking
But
fun.
he might pop off at any moment.
He could do a desk pop. You don't know. Yeah. A locker pop, I guess, for him. But yeah.
All of a sudden, having guns is bad.
Yeah, exactly. How are his stats this year? Is he good?
He's having a good year. Yeah, he's not like an MVP candidate, but he's having a great year. He's back to his old self. He's probably...
He didn't do anything wrong, right?
He did something... No.
He flashed a gun in a video.
That's
Which is-
pointing and presenting a firearm. It's illegal.
He didn't point it at anyone.
Pointing
did
and presenting doesn't mean you're pointing it at somebody.
Oh.
It means you're brandishing. Some
But
states call it
he?
brandishing.
He owned
That's
the
illegal.
gun, right? Like legally?
Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. It's just a bad look for the NBA because they're all woke and they're like, oh, we don't like guns.
He was a gun influencer. He was doing content.
That's what he tried to say.
He
But
was he
didn't
goes
work.
to a range day. He's perfectly fine.
Right, but he was doing it in a car, and then he pulled it on
bar.
some 12-year-olds, and then at a bar.
Well, I don't care about that. The
Strip club.
Well, what
I
were
need
the
to hear.
12-year-olds doing?
He
Yeah.
did it at the strip club.
I don't.
Apparently,
I
they were
don't-
talking shit on a pickup court. You remember that?
Yeah, so shut
They
the
got
fuck
out of
up.
the car. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Keep your mouth shut.
Hey, he shut it. He shut their mouth. Appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify, just a 5-star, and you can walk away at that point. For D'Anthony, Hollaway, Delco, Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap.